stories and your experiences. And then I would like to then hand it over to Mr. Konstantinos Doukas, the founder and president of Sophia, and he's going to give us the closing remarks for this session. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. Do you hear me? Yes? Thumbs up?
Yes.
Great. Wow. Let me start sharing my screen also. Is it okay? Daniel? Yeah.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Great, thank you. Wow. Almost 3 hours of amazing presentations and discussions. I'm really thrilled about Bridge the Gap 2023. It's really amazing how we started this in 2020 as an NGO, trying to find problems in educational society around the world and giving solutions, Bridge the Gap. And this year, as the topic of teacher students well-being, we believe is very important. That's why we gave Bridge the Gap this subject for this year. And it was not so easy to find all these amazing presenters, which I thank really much, starting from our great moderator, Abdul, and also Sharon, Irenka, Alex, and Anna from the Exit panel, which I believe made an amazing job presenting from different points of view. And it was a very nice relay, as also Alex said, that we went from one presentation to the other, and one was filling in from the first presentation to the next one in the areas that we wanted to cover. Such a big area, so many points. I have the privilege of trying to put all these things together, 3 hours to put them in 10 minutes. It's not so easy, but I will try to do it. So I will start with Sharon's presentation with the main key takeaways from my point of view, which is the main point of how in low resource contexts, children face significant risks of their development, and how teachers can affect student outcomes for many years. So we shouldn't think that we just do the work for this year. The work we do as teachers is that we leave it to the classroom and they take it with them to their adulthood. The other point which I found very interesting is that we need to pay more attention to teacher well-being, but carefully with well-designed projects. And the number that Sharon shared with us was really mind-blowing. 69 people, are needed. 69 million of teachers are needed around the world by 2030. And from what we understand, the number might be growing continuously. So we should pay more attention to our teachers' well-being. First of all, we should create CPD should be customized to their local needs and be more personalized. And that's what we do with Sophia. Sophia, as an NGO, gives for free mentoring, coaching, and podcasts and stuff like that. And we do it personalized. So everybody who will reach out to us, he will get or she will get a personalized approach to their CPD in the right context, in order to also help point out also other points that Sharon said about economic well-being, professional well-being, and how mental health supports for children and teachers. These are very important within a very well created work environment. Plus, she shared with us the 6 UNESCO panel proposals, which I find very interesting, and I suggest everybody who was at the audience to go through them and check them out. Moving on to Irenka, she clarified what psychological well-being is, which is subjective, and it's a psychological state. It changes over time. It changes from context to context. And we can have children in the same physical circumstances that can experience very different levels of well-being. So what we should do is we should ask children about their well-being. We should measure that. And why is well-being so important in schools? Because well-being has intrinsic value. Children have spent a huge amount of time in the school, and we want them to feel happy, safe, and valued. Also, her second point about a good education is about much more than cognitive development. We also believe very much in knowledge, skills, and values, and in the balance on how we prepare our students to have a more holistic profile with their knowledge, skills, and values. And also how much well-being is linked with academic success. So for this reason, it's very important to have well-being within a school. And why is well-being worth evaluating? Because assessment supports improvement. And the tip she gave is that we should make sure that every child has formed at least one strong and supportive professional relationship with a teacher, because this gives this child the opportunity to flourish within a school environment. Alex started very strongly with a big problem, which was like, wow, what a big problem, my God. 37 of the teens struggle with mental health, according to the survey from CDC. The good thing is that Alex also gave a solution. And the solution he suggested is that we should create a well-being program by using the three main phases of listen, prove, and build, and different kind of tools like workshops, podcasts, interviews, surveys, and teach our students around their science of well-being. Because we do know that we have misconceptions, biases, different kind of behaviors, different kind of thoughts, feelings, but we should help our students to arrive at a goal, at a mission, at a vision on how they would like their life to become. In order to do that, yes, I totally agree with Alex that we should teach our students the science of well-being, and they do it very well at Yale University. He also, Alex gave us also very nice tidbits with these 5 different points to leverage our strengths. Always fight downhill, don't go uphill. It's much more difficult and much more time-consuming and effort-consuming. Invest in community and be a more inclusive community within the school. Start with small cohorts and require high commitment. Commitment is very important. We say it so many times to our students, but it's also very important for us, principals, teachers, and it's something that we should think about also today a little bit more. Anna has key takeaways starting from survey. World Bank does a lot of research and activities that support educational issues around the world. So she gave us numbers and very important results from learning coverage to acceleration, which was a global update on country efforts to improve learning and reduce inequalities. A very interesting framework, the RAPID framework for students and teachers. I suggest, I'll go through a little bit, and there's a lot of bibliography that World Bank has open and we cannot read about it. And another factor that was extremely interesting is that we have so many cases of depression and anxiety that accelerated significantly during the pandemic. And this is one of the reasons that Sophia decided to devote Bridge the Gap 2023 on students and teachers' well-being, because we have seen this acceleration on depression. And there's always a direct link between psychological health, learning, and schooling that has been proven by research that the World Bank has done. 3 more key takeaways from Anna. The education systems that must include activities to safeguard children's and teachers' psychological health and well-being. That schools can play an important role in improving children and youth psychological health and well-being and prevent issues from escalating. So you have to act early. That's why you have to measure and act early in order not to create some kind of a domino effect that it will be very difficult to stop after a certain moment. And more than ever, it's been measured, it's been proven that effective teachers are the single most important factor to ensure that students learn. Learning recovery is simply not possible without supporting teachers. If I would pick just one sentence for the Access Panel's key takeaway, I would say that prioritizing both teachers and students' well-being is fundamental for creating a positive and effective learning environment, which is, as we understand, the base for creating an inclusive and holistic school life. Going to the panel, I really thank Daniel and the whole team, Maya, Elliot, Mohini, Azema, and Lina, for the great discussion they had, the difficult questions that they answered, the open-hearted replies, and the best practices shared. I tried to quickly and fast to pick some points, and these are the ones I will present. Point one is that life sends us messages, good and bad ones. And it's on us on how we can interpret them and use them to create our life path. And this is what we see also from our panelists, that they got messages and they use them for their life path and creating very important and creative and life-changing activities and actions. Point number two is that let's learn to speak open about our emotions, but most importantly, listen to other people's emotions and be supportive and empathetic. Not just speak, but listen and be open. Point number three, that a healthy mindset and a well-being is a very important base to achieve what we dream in our lives. And this goes also for students and for teachers, for everybody. At point number four, we should ask, we should do surveys, we should gather data, trust them, we should trust data. When we see numbers that we don't like, we just don't say they're wrong or put them in the drawer. We go deeper. We try to do something about these topics addressed. We should use data for the better of the lives of our students, of ourselves. And we should engage everybody in the implementation of the activities we're going to be doing according to the data and the information gathered. At point number five, another very important thing that our panelists discuss is that how much school culture and people's mindset within a school is the most important factor for its success, because it's in the core of any activity, of any relationship, of any collaboration within this ecosystem of a school. And I would also mention parents, because we speak today a lot of for teachers and students, but on this mostly more inclusive environment and more holistic environment, we should also include parents, which is a very important part of a school life. On point number six, it's very important to find the real issues that matter. And sometimes it's not the grades, most of the time it's not the grades. And how we learn, multiplying or how language or sciences. So let's prioritize properly and act accordingly. Point number seven, balance properly time and actions, not only in technology, because usually we ask about technology, how much time we spend on screens, how much time we use PCs or tablets or whatever. But I will use what 2,000 more years ago, ancient Greeks said, that, we should balance properly everything in our life. And this is not so easy, especially now that technology is changing the world and the way we communicate, act, live, travel, study. We should we adults, try to find the right balance. Most of the times when I will check a screen time on an adult and will ask him how much time you were on one of the social media platforms, usually they will be doing a mistake of 60 or 70%. Most of the time we cannot balance, we adults, we cannot balance time properly. So let's try to find this balance in everything we do in our lives. And last, point number 8, act accordingly to what we preach. We cannot say to our students and to our people, to our colleagues, X, Y, Z and act differently. We should be open, true. What we preach is how we should act, and also build meaningful relationships with our students, which is very important for the whole ecosystem of a school to be progressing well and give the best opportunities for our students to achieve their goals and dreams. And from here, I will go to our vision from Sophia. Our NGO is a vision that we believe very much into it, and we do a lot of stuff to try to achieve it. Sophia envisions a world where education, through its continuous involvement and transformation, will support every student to achieve her dreams and goals. And in order to do that, we do a lot of activities, and one of them is Bridge the Gap. Especially in 2023, Sophia is placing well-being at the forefront of all our activities, which is mentoring, workshops, podcasts, and other stuff we do. And if you're an organization, if you're a school leader, we have open calls, and you can contact us on info@sophianet.org and ask us for our support. We will do it with pleasure, and I assure that we can give you a couple of ideas to make one step forward to the areas that you want to make a step forward. A real thank to our partners, the Global Schools Forum, News Decoder, and ATE for the support to do this event. Me personally, a huge thank you to Natasha and George, who are the back office and the Sophia team that is responsible for designing together with me this whole event and creating what we created today and producing this, I believe, from my point of view, wonderful opportunity of exchanging experiences and try to do stuff to do our lives in our schools better. And most of all, a big thank you to you all who stayed online for these 3+ hours and participating in Bridge the Gap 2023. And I'm sure that with the ideas you heard and the best practices that you got from our presenters and panelists, that today and tomorrow you will create your school a better place for your student. Thank you very much for participating, and have a great rest of the day.